Hello everybody, how you doing? My name is Skozzy and today I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different. I'm not going to be bullying anyone. No bullying today, okay? I might be a gamer boy, a little bit of a gamer boy, right? I might be a little bit greasy, but today we're not bullying anybody. What we're doing today is we are talking about the future of speedrunning. Personally, I'm very excited for the future of speedrunning. I think it's going to be very prosperous and it's going to start heading in a very good direction very soon. Something that has me thinking about it is Trihex being teamed with Tempo. I think that's a huge step for speedrunning. So Trihex is a guy who's been around speedrunning for something like 10 years. He's primarily a Yoshi's Island speedrunner. He does a lot of Yoshi, and he's really skilled at it. He's been doing it for ages. So the fact that he's the person to be representative of sort of the first big esports movement for speedrunning is very cool. It's very nice to see. I think that he's a great person for the community to have as this role model, because he is sort of pioneering this way, There have been little things that have happened before in terms of speedrunning moving towards sponsorships, but I think it's very big that he's on an actual esports team. And it makes me wonder, what next? Now that he's on this team, what do they do? What do other people do? Are more people going to start getting onto teams like this? And what I personally think is going to be the direction of speedrunning is actually racing. I think that racing is going to take up the same space as competitive melee, because you can't do speedruns in front of an audience to get a world record, You can't just set a world record every time you do a run. But what you can do is you can always get a race going, and then there's still that tension. People can race the same games and have completely different outcomes every time. It's much like Smash, or a lot of other fighting games which are in esports. You'll be able to compete against other players. There will be players who have very high skill level that will get further into tournaments than others will. And you'll usually see the same cast of people, probably. So I would think that the way it would probably wind up going is that games like Super Mario 64, for example, would have these huge tournaments of, let's say, 70 star, and anyone can enter, and the top whatever percentage actually gets streamed to like some sort of esports type channel. I think that could honestly take off. It's surprising to me that nobody has done it before, but I think it's close. I think that what really needs to happen is clear-cut, organized direction. I think that in order for something like this to happen, there needs to be tournaments going on. There needs to be events for speedrunning other than the games done quicks and the ESAs. I think that what we really need is events based off of speedrunning and not charity events. If we had some sort of a tournament for racing as opposed to just showcasing speedruns as sort of a gimmick to raise money for charity. Now, there's nothing wrong with GDQ. I'm actually a very big advocate. I think it's a great thing. However, I think that what we need is something alongside that. We need something completely different, some sort of tournament style, competitive aspect to speedrunning. And I think that as this happens, as this unfolds and it moves in this direction, leaderboards are still going to be there. It's not like people will stop competing for top times, but it will be a different aspect. People will not worry as much about being world record holder as they will being the most consistent player, being the player who can pump out good runs every race, being able to manage whatever game they're playing so that they have an advantage in a race as opposed to just a run, which will be very cool for the meta of speedrunning as well, because a lot of players right now, you'll notice as they do runs, they're just focused on going as fast as possible because that's what's valued. But if consistency has as much of a benefit, if not more, than actual speed, then it will be very interesting to see how speedrunning changes because of that. I think that a lot of games will be run very differently. They'll be approached in a new way, which could lead to some interesting results as well. I think that would be very good for the community. And I think that Apollo Legend, as much as we may have disagreed over some things. I think he's very right that content creation for speedrunning is very underutilized right now. You know, I came out of nowhere. Nobody knew who I was. And I got 100,000 views on a video. You know, there's not a lot of people in the game. And it could definitely be done very easily by almost anyone. If you have a solid idea for some sort of speedrunning content that you can do, then throw it up, you know, put it on YouTube and see what happens, because I'm not anybody special, but I made one video and I got 100,000 views. It's a market that people are interested in. So I think that I'm personally going to be moving towards doing that more. And I think that it will also help expand the speedrunning community quite a bit, because there's a lot of exposure on YouTube that doesn't happen on Twitch. You can post a YouTube video and it gets seen by hundreds of thousands of people. But on Twitch, your stream is going to be seen less, but you're going to have a very different audience. So I think that bringing new people in that way is going to be very good for speedrunning. And having sort of more viewers and not just speedrunners around the community is going to be very good. Because as it is right now, there are huge speedrunners. You know, there are people getting thousands of viewers on Twitch. But there aren't as many viewers for the small guys. So if we could bring more viewers in, instead of just having speedrunners in the community, that would be really cool too. So overall, I really think the future of speedrunning is looking very bright, for all that everyone's talking about how dead speedrunning is. And I'm very excited to see where it goes soon. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be sure to be reading all of those and responding. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitch if you want to see my live streams. I do speedrunning almost every day. And I'll see you guys next time.